Alright, so let's load, I'm gonna pass these out, kind of explain to you what's going on. So I'm handing out words and definitions, and now I see that I have too many. We'll try to make this work. What? Yeah. You guys gonna get two? Hopefully they don't match up. So you turn them over, read them, don't talk to your partners just yet, but what I want you to do is kind of go around the room and you need to match up both your cards with someone who has the either word or definition that goes with the card that you have. But the kicker is you can't say what you have to say what you're looking for. So if you have a definition, you have to try to find the word you're looking for by thinking that that's what the definition is for. If you have a word, you have to ask for the definition that you think that word belongs to. There are multiple definitions for the words that we use today through the lessons, so it might get a little confusing, but just kind of, when we talk it out, discuss. That's kind of what it's for, activating prior knowledge right now, seeing what you learned, so go ahead.
Does anybody have elements?
Yes.
You want us to like get up?
Okay, and then once you find a pair, put that card down.
Protons, anyone have protons?
Go
I think
fish.
that's,
This
jackpot.
maybe. Oh, shoot, I don't know.
Pretty sure. You know,
Does anyone have,
I think one of the things is the same definition as protons, it's only a different word.
we can't share these,
Yeah, the
we can't share these with
Negative
each
charge.
other, right?
Negative
No,
charge.
you can't give away what you have on your card at all. That's cheating.
As for a negative
I
charge.
don't know.
Does anyone have negative charge? I don't know what I'm looking for.
Does anybody have not a
Oh my
positive,
God.
not a negative charge?
Neutral?
I think that's such an.
Does anyone have a neutral charge?
The nucleus?
Wait, I have nucleus.
What is it?
I think we got charge.
Yours?
I'm not really sure.
What are yours?
That's where my outside goes.
Can't share these. It's cheating.
Just because it says surrounding and like,
Have anything that could be difficult.
Maybe.
we'll give it a shot.
Maybe.
Give it a
Alright.
try.
Someone just give me a
Yep.
definition.
You're just getting into-
Whatever definitions you like.
You guys get it all done? Kind of?
We think.
jackpot.
So you think you got most of them? Well, then you guys just hang on to those cards, you don't need them anymore. Now we're gonna kind of go through a PowerPoint right now. And kind of solidify what you know, or change what you thought you knew about some of these vocab words we just went over. And there's one more word we didn't add, that miscounted the number of people we had. So, what is in the periodic table, and this is kind of what we're going over, is the periodic table and what is the basis of it. So, first we have atoms, and one thing that makes up elements on the periodic table are atoms, just like, good? You see? Alright, so just like oils used to make plastic, and plastics go into anything from yoga mats to the McRib, atoms make elements, elements make us, make everything. We're carbon-based life forms, so I think that's kind of neat. They're building blocks of life. So just like cells, the building blocks of life, atoms are building blocks for elements. So you kind of see what's inside of an atom. And we kind of went over those are some vocab words. Starting off, the electron cloud. It's a kind of a relative term, one of the many terms you describe where electrons are in an atom. It's kind of confusing at first. but you kind of read through the dots. Rod, do you want to read the first two bullets?
This is where the particles called electrons are located. The electron cloud is one of a couple main students of this area.
And that's the only name I'm going to use for this class. It's pretty simple. So I'll let you read the next two.
Yep. It is called a cloud because electrons move so quickly, specific location cannot be determined. So scientists just assume it's in a given amount of space at a certain amount of time around the atom.
Okay. And that's kind of tough to wrap your head around. They say they don't know exactly where it is, but they know the path it's going. So anytime it could be in this area. It's kind of cool. So in electron clouds, we have electrons. Someone want to read these three? Read this page? Okay.
Sure. These small particles weigh almost nothing and have a negative charge. They are outside of the atom in a constant state of motion. The number of electrons determines the reactivity of an element.
Yep. And we'll learn more about the reactivity of elements and how they have their place on the periodic table later in the future. Someone want to read about the nucleus? Anybody? Rod, again?
All bullets, or just first two?
Yeah, whole page.
This is the very center of an atom. Because electrons have relatively no mass, the nucleus is the heaviest part of the atom, or basically what the average atomic weight of an element is. Protons and neutrons are located here. Has a positive charge.
Okay. And because the electrons are not in the nucleus, only one thing has a charge in that, and that's protons, so they have an overall positive charge. Neutrons have no charge. We'll learn what's more in the nucleus with this page. So, anybody? Mike, can you read this one?
Protons. These particles have a positive charge. They're located in the nucleus of an atom and weigh less than neutrons. The number of protons in an atom determines what element that atom belongs to.
And you kind of look in the picture too, a graphic of where they are in an atom. That's kind of a pretty simplified version of an atom. So, neutrons. Anyone want to read this? Kind of talked about it a little bit already.
These guys have absolutely no charge. They too are located in the nucleus of an atomic and weigh slightly more than protons. The number of neutrons helps determine the average atomic mass of an element.
So why does this matter? I underline matter because atoms make matter. I thought that was kind of fun. Pause for laughter. Atoms make up elements and matter. So what are elements? It's exactly what you see on the periodic table. There's those squares all over. There's 115 or 118, depending on which way you want to look, number of elements on the periodic table in the known universe, as far as we can tell. So elements are made up of atoms. They're arranged and placed on the periodic table with so many characteristics, but mainly based on the particles in their atoms. Knowing the characteristics of an atom for a given element will teach us what elements will react with each other. It also tells us which atoms or which elements are best for certain experience, such as making medicine, producing clean energy, or filling balloons. So elements are everywhere. It's kind of neat. And that's just the periodic table of elements right there. You can kind of look at it a little bit. So now, knowing what you know, I'm going to pass out these, and didn't print off enough. Kind of ran out of some money, but partner up. And we're going to do a crossword puzzle with the vocabulary words you just learned.
Which one do we put in? Neutral.
Done? Awesome. Got it? Yep. Cool. Walking around, looks like everyone has the right answers, so that's cool. You guys kind of know what I'm talking about a little bit. Gonna make in some sense. So now, you get your computers or mobile devices or tablets, and we're gonna take a fun Kahoot quiz. Another one, yeah. So,
Do better on this one.
everyone ready? Oh. It's fine. You guys care for the music at all? Crank it?
Not nicknames beware.
One click of your name and you're out of the game.
Missing one? Need one more?
Someone's still thinking of a name I can hear.
Can hear the wheels turning. Alright, let's do this. A negatively charged particle. Nice. Alright, so for the person who, got that one wrong, if someone wanted to answer this for me, what is a neutron? What charge does a neutron have? Anybody?
No charge.
No charge. It is a neutral charge. It's what loosely based on the neutral, neutron. Same root word. Cool. What is located in the nucleus out of these choices? Atom? Kind of. Right. Protons are located in the nucleus, yeah? Along with neutrons. This is a particle that has no charge. Nice. Everybody. A little bit of a race for second. This should be pretty easy question. There's a table full of these. Cool. Closing the gap a little bit. Alright, this is a relative term used to describe a location of a particle.
Address.
Yeah. Whoops.
Nice. Kind of on the same level. Nucleus is where we do describe the location of particles.
Yeah,
Multiple ones.
I thought electrons were on the electron cloud,
Yeah.
not a particle.
Hmm?
He said, when I ripped it off, they used the electron, just like it says in the control.
I was listening to you,
Alright.
Those will just,
Why are you still?
red shell.
It's the heaviest part of an atom. Went over this briefly, see if you guys can remember it.
Oh, I missed it again.
The nucleus.
You missed it again. Oh, took the lead.
By 2 points.
Oh, it is a race. These are the building blocks of elements. What is it? What is it?
Uh-oh, here it
It's
is.
faster.
I wasn't very fast on this one.
Protons is close, that goes into an atom, that proton cannot build an atom by itself, but there's 3 particles. Atoms are put together to make different elements.